Alec, what's up?
Hey, I'm very tired.
No.
Work has been. I mean, hey, I'm bringing the energy. I just mean like I'm not like sleepy. I'm not sleepy. I'm just tired. Tired is very different from sleepy. So I'm definitely with it. I'm excited about what we have to do today. What we get to do today.
Hmm.
It's something we haven't done in a long time. So
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
so we're going to talk about epic rap battles of history. So, in case you were wondering why we fell off the grid with epic rap battles of history, we basically decided that there just wasn't enough room in our schedule to do, there was like 70 something epic rap battles at this point to do reactions for all of them. And at the same time, we were having a lot of technical difficulties with recording them, like through this. So we're like, all right, we'll leave the reactions just to Survivor for now.
Hmm.
And but I was like, maybe we should try at least doing reviews for each season. That way we can at least discuss some of them, and it's a
Yeah.
lot less videos it will require us to do. And we could talk about some of your favorites in the season at least, and do it that
Yep.
way.
Yeah. Well, we can do that. Okay. So do you want to just start with like general thought? I guess I'll just start with general thoughts about the. It was definitely better than the first season.
Yeah.
Uh, Definitely an improvement on instrumentals. There was different like sort of varieties, the different like thinking back to the first season, like a lot of the raps felt pretty much the same. There was a lot of really different variety and like styles and the beats and stuff they used, which was
Hmm.
cool. Um, Still not like tons of history. I mean, it's just a. I
Yeah.
mean, it's at this point, it's just a joke of a name, right? But
So we've got, in terms of history, we had Rasputin versus Stalin. We had
yeah,
uh, Thomas Edison versus Nikola Tesla.
yeah,
Um,
I'd say MLK Jr. versus Gandhi. I'd say that
yes,
counts. I'd say that counts.
Cleopatra versus Marilyn Monroe, kind of.
Yeah, it's like pop culture history that kind of works, but like everything else is a little
That's pretty
everything.
much, yeah.
Yeah, Wright brothers a little bit too, but then you got the Wright brothers are against the Mario brothers,
Hmm.
so it's like which Rhett and Link
Yeah.
showed up,
So there were a
which is
lot of guest features in here: Rhett
yeah,
and Link, Key and Peele, Snoop Dogg,
Snoop Dogg himself, the man. Yeah.
and anybody else?
Uh, I mean, there was other
Jenna
YouTubers.
Marbles, yeah.
Jenna Marbles, RAP, that channel. Um, and
PewDiePie had a cameo. Did you notice in
I
Rasputin versus
know
Stalin?
I.
I mean, he was Marishnikov. He was doing the little dance.
Oh, okay, okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
Boy, this is like
This is
that's like
back
the
when,
era. This is like PewDiePie was like getting really taken off at this point,
yeah,
right?
this is back when PewDiePie wasn't like 100 times the size of the next biggest channel.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was huge. He was still big, but it was like this was like his gaining steam kind of period, I think. Um, so
All right, so
um,
you want to talk about what are some of your favorites? You have a top five
I
favorite
do
battles from the
I
season.
do I'm kind of torn. We'll sort of say a top five is like we'll throw them as like honorable mentions because I think the only reason that I'm keeping this one here at top five is because I just have a soft spot for it. Is the Mitt Romney versus Barack Obama because I this is one that I watched. I remember seeing. I think it's like the only one from this season that I saw when it came out. Because I mean, obviously that was like a pertinent thing at the time that election. Um, so that was yeah, that was about it. And yeah, I think it's a fun riff on the times, all the sort of like the debating points of like the two candidates and everything,
Yeah,
and then then Lincoln showing up and slapping him silly.
back when
Um,
those were like the lesser of two evils
yeah, the
candidates.
worst candidates ever, and it's like, wow, how how simple were we back then, right?
No, we didn't know what was coming. Uh,
Didn't know.
yeah, I made a little top five myself, and I had Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney number five.
Yeah,
So it's there are definitely a bunch that could be though. I'm just they're
yeah,
on the edge
yeah,
because there
because
was 18 battles altogether here. So
yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot. I think I put Skrillex versus Mozart as also as the number five contender.
mm,
I really liked that one. I thought it was fun.
yeah,
So that one was definitely up there.
But
I
then,
like Edison versus Tesla was actually really good too.
yeah,
Like
those
there's a
these
lot
are
of
two
like a good
battles
honorable
where it's
mentions.
like
Yeah,
sometimes they'll just have one-sided battles where I feel like those are
yeah,
two one-sided where
yeah,
it's like I don't think they went in expecting people to say Skrillex won this battle
yeah. Because it was
or
like
Edison won this battle.
yeah, because it was like it's obvious they're coming at that with a slant because you've got like Skrillex who literally what they said was going to happen happened in
Yeah.
actual reality where it's like everyone's going to forget you next week and that's kind of what happened. And Mozart's obviously going to live the test of time because I mean we're still talking about him and he was in the the 1700s,
Mm-hmm.
so 18th century composer obviously
And
stands the
now,
test
and
of
now
time.
with Edison, more as time has passed, and Reddit. They mentioned Reddit in there. That kind
That's
of stuff as that
it.
developed, history viewed him less kindly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you stole this from us, and meanwhile Tesla's over here wants to give it to us for free. So how are you gonna you're
How
gonna
are you gonna
naturally
argue
root
that?
for him?
Yeah.
And it's some are just one sided battles, but they can still be good, fun times.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, you have a number 4.
So my number 4 is Martin Luther King Jr. versus Gandhi.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really like this one. It was just very all of a sudden when they're introducing it, I was like, oh, Key and Peele, like yeah, that's great. Like the guest appearances this time were really fun. And this one was great. There was a lot of really good interplay. Some like unexpected sort of lines. Digging. They're both like digging fun at each other's like kind of like the things everyone sort of knows.
Mm-hmm.
But there were some like other lines that sort of surprised me. With Gandhi, you have a Street Fighter reference just thrown in there because.
And with protests and women, the same advice goes: always stay away from the hose.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good
Yeah,
one.
that's great. That is a good one.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's like MLK's biggest thing, right?
Yeah.
This is women, his personal life with women.
His personal life
So
was very, very fraught with not so good stuff. So yeah, I just that's a fun battle. I really like that one a lot.
do you want to just keep moving up your list?
Oh
And
yeah,
then
sure. I guess we'll just keep moving up mine. Cleopatra versus Marilyn Monroe is my number 3. I think this is
mm-hmm.
an early one that we both recognized as like, wow, that's really great.
Yeah, it's really good. It's one of my favorites
Uh,
for sure.
that's got some like stuff that's like ooh they went there like they talked about like what was the line? I mean, it's the line. I can't
You
remember
lost so
exactly how
many
it goes.
babies, we should call you miscarriage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that's so bad. Yeah, that was just a it was just a
It's just really scrappy, real scrappy
very
fight.
very scrappy fight.
And it's quick and it's a shorter battle and it's just back and
But the
forth.
style, the styles are really that was like the first one where it was like, wow, they're really like adopting kind of a different sort of style for the sound and the rhythm, and it's really
Mm-hmm.
really worked that one, yeah. So, my number 2 was Babe Ruth versus Lance Armstrong, which I was like when they first introduced that, I was like, okay.
Uh-huh.
Um, and there's so many good lines from both of them. I mean, Babe Ruth obviously like destroys Lance Armstrong. I mean, it's not too hard, but there's a lot of really good digs at Babe Ruth's. Also, we were talking about personal life. Babe Ruth had some off the field trouble. Was not the most healthy gentleman.
I think that's one of the most well written battles, even though it is kind of one of the one sided ones
Yeah,
too. Like Lance Armstrong is really well written, but
yeah,
and just overall, B. Ruth's obviously gonna have more to use against
yeah.
Lance Armstrong, and
Yeah, the thing about like the thing that made me like laugh really hard when we were watching it was like the crow the crow's feet are
Cheryl
on Lance
Crow's
Arm.
feet
Yeah,
eyes.
Cheryl Crow's feet eyes, and I was just like, that's so good. I was like, it's like wow, I had forgotten stuff about that with like Lance Armstrong. It's really funny. Yeah, I don't know. I just that one's really great because there were obviously two titans in their field. Babe Ruth, obviously for baseball. Lance Armstrong was like that was the reason people used to watch the Tour de France was to see Lance Armstrong,
Mm.
and then of course busted for doping.
I mean, Lance Armstrong got the best lines he could really out there. Like, you set records before black men could compete.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me? That's like having a pasta contest without Italy. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff in there. So, and then my number one's Moses versus Santa Claus because
Just Snoop
my
Dogg.
gosh, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, here's the thing: I give the victory to Santa Claus of all things too, which is crazy. But just because, but there was again tons of great lines on both sides. Snoop really, Snoop brought it obviously as he's wont to do. I just like some of Santa Claus's lines, just that bitch much more. Like there was just like a lot of really good deep cuts about Moses. Like they didn't just do hey parting the Red Sea and like the leading Israel, the tribes of Israel, but it was just like lots of stuff about like oh yeah that was not murder. Well, what about that guy you killed? You broke that one, didn't you? Like it was
Yeah.
stuff like
Here's the
that.
GPS. Who gets lost for 40 years?
Yeah, we were lost for 40 years in the dust. Yeah, lots of really good stuff on that side. But Moses had obviously some good cuts too. So overall, I had a lot of fun with that one because it was like
So I have number one was Babe Ruth versus Lance Armstrong. That's my favorite, I
yeah
think. Then
yeah.
Cleopatra versus Marilyn Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
Then I actually like Frank Sinatra versus Freddie Mercury.
Okay, see, there's so many really good music ones. I really like Elvis versus Michael Jackson. I think that's
Yeah.
a really fun. Sinatra and Freddie Mercury is great too. Yeah, it was, and it was Skrillex versus Mozart. I mean, it's just like all those music ones were really fun. I thought
I'm not
so.
100%, but I did have Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates, number four.
Yeah,
It's a really
and
good one too.
again, yeah, it's super solid. I like that one. That's fun. I did like how it's like, well, fine, then I'm sad because I don't have a friend. And that's like the argument. He's just like, well, no, I'm upset because I don't have a friend anymore. And then like HAL 9000 comes
Uh-huh.
in.
So
Yeah.
it's like this one definitely there's a jump in quality for sure from the season to where it's
Mm.
like there's a certain standard throughout. It's like even the bad ones at least are high quality.
Yeah, I
Um,
will say that was the thing. Adam versus Eve was my least favorite easily. I would say even I did Jenna Marbles and she was charming. But it was just like I mean that rap was just like it was just like male and female stereotypes. They didn't do anything interesting with like Adam
yeah,
or Eve.
you didn't like Adam versus
Um,
Eve. You didn't like Batman versus Sherlock
no,
Holmes.
that one wasn't very good either. I didn't really Clint Eastwood versus Bruce Lee was funny, but that was it was okay. Doc Brown versus the Doctor wasn't really that good either. I didn't think.
And Wright Brothers versus Mario Brothers.
Yeah, it was not really that great. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely still even the Adam versus Eve, like the beat. I was just like, yeah, like the beat was just awesome in that one. I was
And
like,
then like,
what a great lick,
but it's so
So
different if you go to season one. Like the like I think like the best of season one is probably worse than the worst here.
yeah, no, I would actually kind of
And the really
I
bad
agree with
ones are
you. Yeah,
noticeably really bad in the first
yeah, yeah,
season. Like,
yeah,
and then, the
yeah.
beats aren't there at all yet, so
No.
it's rough. But these ones all have a quality to them. There's a lot of them. The
Mm.
next, like most of the other seasons, I think are like 12 each season. This one has 18 in it,
Yeah,
so
there's
it's
a
cool.
lot to cover here, but
There's so much variety in what they do. It's a lot of pop culture stuff, but then you have
yeah,
the historical ones in the mix as well.
yeah, and they
Some
did a really good
sports
job with
people.
those ones. Yeah, sports people. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So who knows when we'll do the next one? It's just kind of try to do once every month if we can, kind of
yeah.
thing.
And if we don't do that, we'll at least come back to it. This is I actually really like this format.
Yeah.
I enjoyed doing this. This was fun. So
Because we're just kind of able to watch them on our own, not have to worry about recording it. We
yeah,
just did them all in one in a row.
yep,
So we'll probably do the same for the next season.
yeah, absolutely.
All right. So thank you
Okay.
for watching. If there's a video that you would recommend our viewers go watch now after watching this one, what would you recommend?
Go check out our review of Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it
With
was
the historical, that is a history. That is a
yeah. Let's get some history there.
there's some history there.
Yeah, there's some history there. Yeah,
Ted Bundy.
yeah.
Spoiler alert: no Ted Bundy in Epic Rap Battles yet. But that
Oh
could be a
man,
fun one.
yeah.
Ted
Where's he?
Bundy
Yeah, versus.
versus who's he against?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, what other like? I'm trying to think of some other like horrible like serial killer. I mean, is it too soon to say like No, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna go. I was gonna say like Columbine. Is that like? That's pretty rough.
Versus Columbine.
versus just all of Columbine. That's terrible. Oh man, yeah. I don't remember what the guy's name was. I mean, honestly, you shouldn't remember those people's names, but
don't remember them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Manhattan Bomber. Yeah, it's
yeah. Versus Ted Bundy. What a
That'd be
pair.
a fun romp.
Yeah.
There was one battle where it was like, I remember back in the ERB said we're not going to do this because it would not be fun. Stop recommending it. It was like Barack Obama versus Osama bin Laden or something like that.
I mean, you could do Bin Laden versus Hussein. You could do Saddam Hussein versus Osama bin Laden.
They might have been recommending that too, but it's like,
yeah.
I don't know.
But
like
even still, it's like too like
it's too recent, you know.
Yeah.
You don't make a fun little rap battle about it, you know. It's like, yeah, if you picked a school shooter from a couple years ago,
yeah,
that's rap out. Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, that's hysterical. I'm gonna laugh at murdering children. That's great.
All right, subscribe to the
that's
channel.
That's why I said that wasn't a good. That's why I said that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy.
Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to our podcast feed. Like the video. Leave a comment and hit the notification bell. Follow us on Twitter at Tarqaron TWO.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you indeed.